Hi everyone, happy Thursday. My name is Laura Milligan and I'd rather be stampin'. You can find me on the internet on my blog at Laura Milligan, www.lauramilligan.com. I would love for you to check out my blog and the projects that I share. And whatever I do for my Facebook Lives end up on my blog the next day. So if you see something or if you're searching for something that I made that you want to go back and take a look at, you can find that on my blog. So I hope you check that out. If you're watching by replay, thank you. If you're a new viewer, thank you for watching. And if you are watching on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that then you're aware of any time I post a new video. That would be awesome. And so what I'm doing today during Celebration, I am sharing on Thursdays, I call it Facebook Live Take Two, and I am sharing projects using Celebration free products that you can get. So today I'm doing the Calming Camellia stamp set. It is a beautiful, beautiful stamp set, and I have a couple things I want to show you first. So let me switch my camera view down. If you are there, please give me a shout out, say hi. I know it takes a minute to connect, so we'll wait just a minute here before we get started. Okay, great. There's Debbie and Carol, Tanae. Thank you for sharing and commenting. So what I do is when I make cards during my Facebook Lives, anyone that comments either on Facebook Live or by watching the replay or even on YouTube, if you leave a comment, your name will be entered to win the projects I made the previous week. So let me just show you quickly. This is what I made this past week, and it featured the Abstract Beauty designer paper, and I did a technique called stack, cut, and shuffle. And I made these 4 cards, and I got a lot of good feedback on them. I think everybody really liked these cards, and I think especially in the wintertime, this pop of color is always welcome. So those are the cards I created on Monday. And then I wanted to briefly just mention my Daffodil Daydream class to go. Registration is ending on February 15th. I have had a great response for this class. I think everybody's loving these daffodils, and our projects are beautiful. I will post add a link to my Facebook Live if you'd like to register. It's not too late, but time is running out. You get all kinds of product and 6 card kits, and the projects are beautiful. I know you will love it. People that take my classes, I always get really good feedback, so I hope that you will register for that. Okay, so today I am featuring, like I said, the Calming Camellia stamp set. This stamp set is special because it is free during Celebration. It's actually free with a $300 order. So you would if you have some friends that are stampers that you would like to gather some orders from to get it to $300, you get this for free in addition to your other host rewards and Celebration free products. Or I actually have people that host their own party. It's pretty easy to spend $300 if you want to just shop for yourself to get this set. It is just beautiful. And I have 2 ideas I want to share with you today. So my first card is pretty simple. Let me show you. It is just navy blue and white, and to me that is such a classic, beautiful color combination and one of my favorites. I just think it's always so pretty. So that is going to be my first card. So let me show you what I have used. I'm going to take the bigger floral image from this set, and I'm going to ink it up with Night of Navy ink. Hi, Candy. Oh, good, you found me. Hey, Mary. Hi, Gran. Your daughter's here. I'm sure she says hello. So this is a bigger stamp. These are what we call distinctive, and they're really cool. This is something, I think this is a Stampin' Up! Process that they use that is unique to Stampin' Up! So it's distinctive style. So you can see just by looking at the case, how just by, this is one image and you get the lights and the darks, and it's like, it's really cool. So I'm just going to stamp this on a small piece of Night of Navy, or sorry, Whisper White. So it's Night of Navy ink. I'm just going to angle it a little bit. And I like to hold it a little bit when it's a stamp that's so detailed. I like to just give it a minute for that ink to set into that cardstock. And isn't that beautiful? Look how pretty that is. Look at the detail. Let me hold. Is that not beautiful? I think that's just so gorgeous. Hey, Colleen, how are you? And so then the other thing that I did was I just took a little strip of paper, and I'm going to add a greeting. This is also from the Calming Camellia stamp set. It's You Make Me Smile. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this here. Yeah, you know what? I got a little halo. I'm just going to flip it over. That's why we like our cardstock, right? It has two sides. You have two chances. Okay, that looks better. So then what I did was I took my paper snips and just angled these edges like that. Okay. Then I'm going to let this sit here a minute. I find that with our Night of Navy ink, it's sometimes a good idea to just let it sit so that the ink can dry. It dries pretty quickly, but I don't know, sometimes with the Night of Navy, it just needs a couple extra seconds. So while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and put my card together. So I'm using a thick white base, and then I am going to attach a panel 4 by 5 1/4 of Night of Navy. So I'm going to get my trusty liquid glue and go ahead and just attach this. Like that. And then I have a piece of vellum, and you can see it has printing on it. So let me show you. That is in our January to June mini catalog, and it is a 12 by 12 pack of vellum. It's called Vellum Layering Designs. And I feel like this is something that is so cool but is being missed in the catalog. So I'm actually using it on both my cards today. So let me open it up. So you have, there's different patterns. I think it's 3 different patterns. There's a print like this, and there's sort of, the printing is organized in like a little pattern. And then you have this, which I'm using on this card, which is almost like columns of words, like in a book. And then there is a map, which is really cool as well. So you get sheets of all those 3 designs, some with white on the vellum, and then some with the black on the vellum. And it's really cool. I've always been a big fan of vellum. There's the white map, and then here's the black map right there. And I don't know if these say anything. It's just sort of an interesting background, but I really love these. So, hey, Michelle, how are you? So what I'm going to do is just angle this slightly. And with vellum, you don't need to use a lot of adhesive, and I want to hide my adhesive, my Tombow glue. I don't want it to be showing around the edges, so I'm just going to put a little bit of my glue right in the center here. And I'll just angle it a little bit. Like that, just to hold that. And that's what I don't want to show, which it won't, because I'm going to put, of course, this gorgeous flower here. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this flower. I can't stop. I'm just in awe of how beautiful it is. It is beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to just attach this. I did not pop this up, which is kind of shocking, right? And then this, I'm going to angle this just slightly like that as well. So I'll go ahead and hold that in place. And then this little piece, I'm going to take a piece of navy baker's twine. This is a new pack of baker's twine we have. It's called Fan Baker's Twine. You get these 3 colors, and so I'm going to use the navy. And just make a bow. And I can see this is pulling up a little bit, so I'm going to just put a little dab of glue right there to hold that down. That's good. And I can do the same thing here, but it's going to be hidden, so it's okay. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to take my Night of Navy twine and just tie a bow. Isn't that vellum unique, Sarah? I agree with you. Really fun. So I have to tell you all, I had an early appointment. I was out the door a little after 8 o'clock this morning, which I normally am not, but I turned the radio on and they were talking about things that you can do to brighten someone's day or to bring happiness into someone's life. And they were talking about, the importance of saying thank you. And the one lady said her mom taught her to always say thank you. And the mom was really good about thanking her kids for things and, just thanking other people for things and always just saying thank you. And so this, the woman said that she learned that from her mom. So she tries to do that as well. Yes, Colleen, the twine is in the mini catalog. The J to J mini catalog. So anyway, she was talking about how, how can you make people smile? Saying thank you. One of them or how you can make people happy. One of them was just smiling at people. And I think, even if you're out and about and you have a mask on, yeah, that's my good one. If you have a mask on, you can smile at someone even with your mask on and they can tell because your eyes light up. I thought that was good. My favorite one was, you're not going to believe it, she said, sending cards. And she said, you can always send a text, which is nice to let people know you're thinking of them, you care about them. But she took the words out of my own mouth and she said, think about how fun it is to get a card in the mail. It's something that isn't a bill. It's happy mail, as I call it. And I love that. And it made me... I think, I wanted to tell you about that today because it is so important. What we do can really touch someone's day, brighten their day, be the bright spot in their day. So send those cards, Okay, so to finish this card, I'm just going to use one of our brushed brass butterflies, and I'm just going to put one right on the end here. I think I'll use one of the bigger ones. I love these. These are just so pretty. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. And so there you have, very simple. And look at this, you make me smile. So wouldn't that be fun to send to someone to brighten their day? So that is my first card. And then my second one is probably my favorite. Well, I don't know which one I like better, but I did use the vellum again for my second one. I'm going to put my Night of Navy ink away. And my twine. So my next one is also using this Calming Camellia. And let me pull out my little kit here. So I'm using a couple Celebration products on this card. So let me show you. There's my finished card. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's so pretty. I love this stamp set. And again, I've used this vellum. I agree, Colleen. I always love navy and white cards. That's always a good combination. So what I'm using for this is the So Marvelous Celebration paper. You can get this for free with a $50 order. It has a bolder swirl on one side, and it comes in in the pack. You get quite an assortment of colors. In fact, I have it right here. Let me show you. There's a blue, a green, a peach, a gray, purple. There's the peachy yellow. So really good assortment. This paper has been very popular with my customers during Celebration. And then this is another piece of that vellum. And this is the black with the words on it. This is sweet. Look, I'm just reading this. This is just a note of thanks for making Sunday afternoon so very special. Isn't that nice? So I guess you could take the time and read this. I don't know that you would want to, but okay. So I am going to just put this card together. This one goes together pretty quickly as well. So this one, these are the seasonal labels dies. I've already cut one of those. Let me show you these. Well, I can show you right like this. I actually have 2 sheets in here. Let me pull them out. This is a great, we have so many great label sets. So this one is good because you get an assortment of labels, different sizes, and then there's some little sprigs and things to go with it. But this is the one that I used for my card today. I love the label dies. I love the different unique shapes you can get. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I am using Blushing Bride ink. Yeah, I love those butterflies are really fun. They're very subtle, but it just adds a nice finishing touch. All right, so for this card, I am using this smaller image here. This has so many great sets. I love being your friend. It's the little things that make life great. You make me smile. Lovely you. Happy birthday. You're in my thoughts today. So I'm going to use You're in my thoughts today, but I'm going to start by stamping my image. And I'm just going to do this the same way. Just going to lightly tap that. The other way would be fine, but okay. And this is just going to be right on here. I'm just going to angle it a little bit. Like that. And again, look how beautiful. Look at the detail. Hold that up. Isn't that pretty? Such a beautiful stamp set. Okay, then I'm going to take my little strip here that I've already cut for my words. You're in my thoughts today. Okay, that's just going to go right here like that. I am not doing good at stamping today. I'm going to try it again. I think I'm pushing too hard. There we go. All right. There we go. Like I said, we're glad that paper has 2 sides, right? Okay, now we're going to put this card together. I am done with my ink. I'm going to go ahead and put my Blushing Bride ink away. And we'll just put this together. So I have, again, a thick basic white card base. And I'm going to add a piece of this Simply Marvelous, or So Marvelous, I think it's called. What is it called? Let me check here. Simply Marvelous. I think I said So Marvelous earlier. So this is going to just go right here. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. And rather than center it like I would normally do on the card front, I decided to put it a little bit to the left, just slightly. You can't really tell so much on this, but you will be able to tell when I add the vellum. This is pretty much centered. It's the vellum. And rather than centering it like this, I just decided to push it a little bit more towards the left so that more of this marbled paper would show. So again, I'm mainly going to put my adhesive in the center here where my words are going to go so that it's not going to be seen. So I'll go ahead, and this goes all the way, the words are going to go all the way across. So, hi Cindy, thanks for joining me. So this is going to go to the left, and I'll center it from top to bottom. Like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add my words, and as you can see, that's going to cover up my glue there. Put that right there like that. This is a good layout too. This would be, you could use this for almost anything. Okay, and then what I did before I finished the card, I'm going to add a little bit of the twirl of the baker's twine. This baker's twine is one of the bolts from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. You get 5 different bolts, all different colors, and so I wanted to use the black on this. Thank you, Candy. And so I'm going to just do a little bit of a swirl, And so you probably have seen me do this many times. What I like to do is just put a little bit of adhesive here. I'm just going to use my Stamp and Seal. Just going to put a little bit of adhesive there. And then I will do my little twirl or swirl or whatever you want to call it. This just helps hold it in place. And then I'm going to pop this whole thing up with dimensionals. And I just, like I've said before, I just sort of do it, and then I flip it over and I can adjust it if I want. I'm going to make one of these a little bit smaller. It's a little bit too big. It's kind of just whatever you like, the look you like. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay, so I'm going to take my dimensionals and I'll just put some of those over the edge of that, and that's going to help hold that in place. And then I'll just add and then I have these new dots. This is the first time I've used them. They are also from the January to June mini catalog. They're called polished dots, and they are clear and then this pretty color of pink. I love pink. I always say that I think God gave me 4 daughters because I love the color pink so much. Okay, so this I'm just going to put right here like that. And I'll trim this up a little bit. Like that. And then to finish this, I'm just going to add my polished dots. And I'm going to use the pink because it's pretty. These come in 2 different sizes. Put that there. There, and then I'll just finish it up with one right there. So that's my second card featuring the Calming Camellia stamp set. This also, like I said, features some other Bration products. The Marvelous paper, and I guess that's all for this one. But so those are my 2 cards. Let me pull my navy blue and white one. Do you have a favorite? I don't know. I know a lot of people really like the navy blue and white. It's such a pretty combination, but I'm thinking this is probably my favorite. So leave a comment, and yes, you're right, Carol. This would be a beautiful set for sympathy cards. Very, very beautiful. Leave a comment if you want to share this. If you're watching on replay, you can just say replay, leave a comment, and you will have a chance to win these cards. I love mailing these cards. And really take note of what I was talking about how you can really make somebody's day if you send them a card. I've seen it time and time again. I know I love to get a card in the mail, and it's always the bright spot in my day. So I hope you will send more cards. If you are interested in ordering any Stampin' Up! Product, I would love to serve as your demonstrator, and you can order through my blog by going to www.lauramilligan.com. There's a little button there that says shop. You can click on that. It will take you directly to my online store. That way you'll know for sure you're ordering through me, and I'm always so grateful for your orders. So I appreciate you joining me today. I will not be going live next week, although I may try to schedule a replay of I have a project in mind, some projects in mind that I shared a while ago that I think people may enjoy seeing again. So if I can figure out how to do that, I will be doing that on Monday, but I will let you know. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a great day. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.